Is Tuesday night all right with you? We're on the air? Well, I guess we just announced it, didn't we? Might as well make it official then. We're going to be changing the night of the recordings for ColbertRadio.com. This is our last Sunday edition. We're going to be changing our time to, I believe, Tuesdays. If there's going to be any change of that, we'll let you know. But the very next one has got to be Tuesday because I know you're listening to this at this moment, and then you'll know.
But now what would the date of that Tuesday be?
That Tuesday would be, not this coming Tuesday, this week.
Right.
The following Tuesday, so that would be October the 13th. October the 13th, because Tuesday's the 6th, which is my birthday.
The 13th.
Well, how about that?
No, the 6th. This
now
Tuesday's my birthday.
How long have I known you?
You've known me for 27 years?
Yeah, about
that. Something like that.
And
yeah.
I always forget your birthday, don't I?
Yes, and I want you to know how much I appreciate that because I couldn't tell you yours if you put a gun to my head.
Very good.
One of the things
that's what keeps our relationship going.
I'm telling you,
no pressure.
That's right. We're such good friends. Years ago, I mean, really early on, I said, I really like you, and I really like you too. We're really good friends. I'll tell you what, we're such good friends. I promise I will never buy you a gift. And we've both been good to our word, haven't we?
Absolutely.
All right. So anyway, we're going to do entertainment section now today, Jim.
Good.
The Michael Jackson tapes. There's some rabbi who was an advisor to Michael Jackson,
who also did plastic surgery.
Yeah, I guess so. That's why I know doctor would claim it. The rabbi was. That's it. It was a bris on his nose.
Absolutely.
And then he missed. He did in the back of a car. But Michael Jackson, he's actually taped his conversations with Michael Jackson, and now he's releasing them.
Well, why wouldn't he?
I don't understand this thinking here. Why is this guy doing it? But Michael Jackson said some pretty bizarre things. For example, Madonna. Madonna was jealous of him, and Madonna likes spanky books. He'd be over at her house, and there'd be all these books around there, and apparently there's a lot of images of women chained to walls and things like that.
Well, that was her book, wasn't it?
Yeah, wasn't that her book?
That was.
Yeah, it wasn't fiction. It was autobiographical. He also wanted to have children with his wife, Lisa Marie. And in order to impress upon her how much he wanted to have children, he said he would walk around the house holding baby dolls and he'd weep. Now that, tell you, if that doesn't get a woman in the mood, I want this guy to be the father of
I think we need to do a survey and see with young women out there, see if that would make them interested.
Yeah, our female listeners out there, we'd like to hear from you. Email the show. We'd like to know how much of an aphrodisiac a man crying and holding baby dolls is. I mean, would that really? How many of you would want to reproduce with such a guy? I mean, come on. Women are always talking about they want a guy who's sensitive.
That's right.
Now that's sensitive. That's like someone who's had all their skin sandpapered down or something. You can't get more sensitive than that, Jim. What else did he say? This is pretty bizarre now. He claimed that his father would beat him with an ironing cord. But one of the things he did to help reduce the marks was that he would oil him down first. He'd strip him down and oil him. Now, this is what Michael Jackson said. We don't know if this is true. This guy was an enormous talent. The guy was unbelievably talented. But my God, this is one flaky existence, isn't it? it didn't matter how much money this guy had. His life was a living hell. But that's what he claimed.
Speechless here on that one.
I am speechless on that too. I mean, I've heard things that he came from an overbearing parents, but the idea that you would do that to a kid, I don't know. You don't suppose that's true, do you?
No.
Kids can say some pretty awful things just to be hurtful. That's too bizarre. I can't imagine doing that. Besides, first of all, you're really ticked off. You want to wail on the kid. Are you actually going to take time to oil his body down first?
Michael, get in the bathtub and oil up.
That's right. The problem is
you're in trouble.
They're slippery. You can't get a hold of them and hang on to them to whip them with a cord.
Jay, I remember in the old days when Dad would say, "Son, bring me the belt." So I guess he would say, "Son, bring me the oil."
That's
oil and the iron.
That's right. You'll find the one I got from Generation X up on next to your mother's dresser. Oh, God, that is just a bizarre story. Now something to a little more serious. The Roman Polanski saga. Roman Polanski was arrested going to Switzerland, and he's wanted on a 31-year-old warrant, a 32-year-old warrant for statutory rape in the United States. Something he confessed to, that he admitted to, and he's basically convicted. There's no trial. He admitted to it.
He fled before the sentencing.
He fled before the sentencing. This is, My God, and I never really gave this much consideration. But stop thinking about it. This guy is an admitted pedophile. I mean, shouldn't he be on that? What was that show that they used to that some guy did where he'd lure guys who tried to meet young girls on the internet, and they'd come to this house and they'd meet this reporter for ABC instead? You guys never saw this?
No.
You know what I'm talking about, Sean?
To Catch a Predator.
To Catch a Predator.
Yeah, that.
I'm surprised Polanski didn't show up. You know darn well
He couldn't in the United States.
No, but apparently you could probably get away with it in France. Because I'm telling you right now, if you read the testimony on what he did to this girl, and that he admitted that he did to this girl, this is not something a guy does once. This is the sort of thing where I don't believe for a minute that he hasn't probably had
Well, he
sexual
later
relations.
either had a relationship or married some 15-year-old girl.
Did he? Well, there you go.
After that, shortly.
Now, what's so bizarre about this? I mean, he lost his parents during the Holocaust. His parents died in concentration camps. His wife was murdered by the Charles Manson people. But can that possibly be an excuse? No, I think it puts him in an even darker light. And but the offense was committed in 1977, and since that time, you stop and think about it. There's a lot of noted people in the entertainment business who have done work with someone they knew to be a pedophile. Would they have done this with with someone that they knew was not only a pedophile but a murderer?
I think the Hollywood crowd will work wherever the money is.
The hypocrisy of this is absolutely stunning. I mean, look at this. Adrian Brody, the pianist, 2002. Harrison Ford in Frantic in 1988. And not only that, but when Roman Polanski won the Oscar for The Pianist, Harrison Ford made it his personal business to take the Oscar and fly it over to him and hand it to him. What the hell is Harrison Ford thinking? Hey, go give this to a pedophile. So you got to be out of your mind. I'm not going anywhere near that guy if he comes near my house. It'll be the last day on earth for him. Nastasha Kinski in Tess, 1980. Hugh Grant, Bitter Moon, 1994. Sigourney Weaver came out in his defense. Sigourney Weaver.
Well, she's kind of an alien type person.
Ben Kingsley, they were both in Death and the Maiden, 1994. Walter Matthau did The Pirates. That was my biggest disappointment. Walter Matthau did The Pirates in 1980. Now, that was fresh. That's pretty soon. I mean, he was arrested. He confessed and fled. It was in 1978, I think, when the offense was actually in 1977.
Hey, those guys got to work.
Yeah, they
They'll
do.
take the money.
Other people who supported Polanski, Penelope Cruz, Whoopi Goldberg.
That's a disappointment.
Yeah.
John Landis. That doesn't surprise me. After all, John Landis got away with I thought, homicide by neglect, because 3 people died in that film he was making, Vic Morrow and 2 young children. Now, I can understand Vic Morrow taking his chances, but he placed those children in that situation, and they died, and he got away with it. But hell, O.J. got away with murdering his wife, and Tony Blake got away with murdering his wife. I mean, I guess if you're just famous enough, no one wants what?
Robert Blake.
Oh, was it Robert Blake?
Robert Blake.
Yeah.
Beretta.
Beretta. Okay, yes, the guy. What did I say? Tony Blake? Who's Tony Blake? I have no idea. Martin Scorsese. That was a disappointment to me. Woody Allen, I'm not surprised. I mean, he and Polanski probably have a club. See who gets the youngest girl. And Deborah Winger. Isn't that a bit of a shock? I don't get it. Well, anyway, that's what we had for entertainment. I was going to do a movie review, but I never got a chance.
Entertainment.
That was
Child
entertainment.
molestation.
But I tell you what, child molestation. Oh God, we're going to start doing some more movie reviews here. I got to go back to see some more movies. The one I want to go see is Zombieland, and so I want to go.
see that too.
You want to see that?
Woody Harrelson, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
That looks interesting.
well,
Even from me.
oh no, that does. Yeah, I mean that black humor. Would Mrs. Fisher want to go see that?
Probably not.
No, Mrs. Colbert doesn't want to see. She already told me you're going without me. So I'll tell you what. We'll pick a day. We'll go see the movie. You want to go see it?
Maybe.
All right. How about you, Sean?
I'm down. I want to see it.
Hey, let's get Colbert Radio and its friends out there. Okay. Science and history. We're going to come back to that. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break here, and we'll come back with science and history, and we'll be right back with ColbertRadio.com. Actually, after that's just the conclusion.